Hello everybody, I'm Oda and welcome. So, legitimately, I just found out that this dropped a few minutes ago. These are the new patch notes. Basically, it's just saying they got new artwork, and the item names have changed. Ferocious Steel has been Devourer's Blade, King's Castle, Bloodlust Saber, AI Ammo to Tykes. I don't know how to say that. I don't know how to say that. Tykes Fire Cannon? I don't know how to say that. FMJ's been switched to Doomsbringer Rifle, Tungsten Rounds, Infernal Gunblade, Plasma Blade, Gravedigger's Crossbow, and Adrenaline Boost to Adrenaline Shot. I don't really see why they changed one in that one, but okay. However, there is a little part of this I'm worried about. And I didn't even actually read the Prime Buff one yet, but Prime Buff now grants allied minions with 2,000 units of 200 energy and physical armor, 150 movement speed, and 20% extra damage. A new VFX occurs when minions have this buff. That's not too bad. It's this next one that... Actually, it's these next two that I have some issues with. Lane minions. A new pushing mechanic has been added to lane minions. Lane minions gain increased damage and damage reduction for teams that have a higher average hero level than the other team for having more towers destroyed in a lane. The effect compounds together to have an increasing effect. If I can read, I'm smarter than this. This effect compounds together to have an increasing effect the more advantage a team has. So basically, what I'm getting from this is if your team has the higher hero level, your lane minions are going to have more damage. So that your lane will push. I mean, I get the idea behind it. You want to draw out the other team or let the team that has the lower level gain levels. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. Because especially for like newer players, you're thinking, yeah, this is going to help them, but it's so... The matchmaking isn't... There's not a lot of people for it to work properly. So all this is going to do is going to give the people who already know what they're doing the upper hand on this, because if we know all we got to do is keep them out of the lane, especially in big team fights, whoever has the advantage is going to win. Say if one team has 3 or 4 levels on average over the other team, and they're pushing down, and they cause a team fight, and they already have a proper split push, this doesn't help the losing team for what I'm reading. This is just going to push the lane minions all the way to inhibitor, if not past that. And with them increasing damage, it's not going to... I don't think this change is going to add well. I don't think this change is going to do what they think it's going to do. I think this one might be reverted by the end of the week. Because I have a feeling I know the way this one's going to be played out, and I don't think it's going to have the effect they want it to. Now, the other one that I can't say I have an issue with it, but I am worried about this one. I definitely have an issue with the one above, though. This one, like I said, I'm worried about this one. I'm going to have to see how it gets implicated. Attack speed scaling. All heroes now have attack speed scaling, meaning there is a direct way to balance how different heroes interact with attack speed. This would be an invaluable tool to balance how heroes interact with attack speed, especially those that are and are not meant to scale with attack speed, i.e. carries versus support. Depending on a couple of things, this could be very good or very bad. This one... I really hope they've been working on this one for a while, and it wasn't just something that was just like, look, here's an issue, we need to fix it quick. If this has had the proper time put behind it, this could go really well. If it hasn't, I can see this going disastrously bad. So I really hope they put time behind this one. And I don't mean just like a week or two. I mean like a good amount of time. Because this is something that can just absolutely destroy any kind of balancing. So I really hope there's been a lot of time put behind this. The growth stacks, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't understand this one. There's just I don't know, for some reason I'm not the two of them like contradict each other in my mind, mainly because I'm an idiot. But there's because it says the growth heroes now gain growth stats slower in early game and faster in late game. Heroes begin and end with the same amount of stats, but the journey to finish is different. Yeah, I get that part. But then when you go and read it, it says that they gain flat amount of stats for each hero level. This flat effect is different relative to the effect of early game than it is late game. Hero gains 80 health at level 2 and his base of 550, they gain a 14.5% boost. Whereas if they're going from 16 to 17, it's only a 4.6 point effect. And this is where I know I'm not understanding this, because I have always been terrible with percentages. But at the same time, it's like if you're getting 80 at level 2 and 80 at level 17, 80 is 80. It's a flat rate. I mean, it's not. I don't know. That one, like I said, I don't completely understand. But I'm sure it's a lot simpler than I'm making it. And they took out red buff. I guess because there was too much golden XP for that one, and so they just got that out of there. I don't know if it's being replaced with anything. And no, it's not going to remove the notion of a strong side jungle. There is, unless you get a mirror jungle, as far as I know, there's no such thing. It's just because unless they take out the blue buff too and put another minion camp over there, there's always going to be a strong side jungle. And some bug fixes. English, you dumb bastard. Apparently there's an issue with the game clock being off when you reconnected. Blue. Never mind, they didn't get rid of blue buff. That's not useful. Items. War Aegis apparently didn't stop Steel Shield Charge. And now it will. Now this one is actually really good for me because I like running Beast Hunter, especially as a carry, because you do get that early game extra bonus. Apparently it wasn't stacking properly, which I didn't notice. So that'll be nice. Boris. He most definitely needed a nerf. Unstoppable, not lasting the correct amount of time of duration. It lasted the whole thing. I'm not a jungle main, and I don't keep up with a lot of things, but that was an issue. Because I thought his Unstoppable was only supposed to be a few seconds long. Fixed an issue with Blood Tracker giving movement speed after killing the marked. I thought it was supposed to. I don't know. I haven't gone through his abilities completely. Now proper show VFX. Okay, that's nice. Fixed an issue with Sparrow to properly stack Relentless Passive. I should have noticed that, but I didn't. Because I'm a Sparrow main. Fixed an issue allowing stuns to work. Well, wait. He becomes unstoppable when he's in his charge? Dude, that just goes to show you what I know. Items. There is actually, this one surprised me. I didn't think Goblin Glue was going to get switched out of purple. But I think it going to green made it more viable for junglers. Because Goblin Glue is actually a really kind of terrifying item with the armor, I guess melt you would call it, because it has acid burn. It literally melts armor per hit. And its active is actually quite useful. Throwing down a giant, basically glue Heroes. Holy. Base attack damage got up to 150%. Why? Oh, that's... There's no reason for... Nobody's base attack damage should go over 100%. That's broken. And I'm a carry. As far as I'm concerned, I should have 300%. But no. And I wouldn't want that, because I'd be broken. And then the games would get boring, because all I do is win. Bonus basic attack damage per missing from 0.1, 0.2 to 0.5 down to 0.1, 0.15, 0.2, 0.25, 0.3 self and targeted hero. Boars become unbearable after the QOL changes and buffs in patch 0.51, taking some of the damage in both his passive and right mouse should hopefully bring everyone's favorite bear back in line with the rest of the heroes, because Boo Boo just lost that picnic basket. This looks like it should pull him a little bit back in line with the rest of the heroes. So hopefully it will. And then Decker is the only other change again. Just mana cost reduced. Which is nice because I don't have her. But I've seen a lot of people that play her are having issues with her just absolutely destroying her mana bar. So, alright, so that is basically this entire video. Like I said, my main two concerns are these two right here. The lane minions. I honestly think the lane minions are just gonna completely not have the effect they wanted to. I think it's just gonna turn into one team getting an advantage. And that's if I'm reading this correctly, because sometimes my reading comprehension goes the other way it's supposed to. And the fact that this just dropped and I've only read it a few times. So if this is going the way I think it's going, this is not going to have the intended effect, and I'm pretty sure this will be reverted before the end of the week. I don't know, I'll have to get in some games, I'll have to test this out. So with that, I am Oda, and I will see you all in the next video. I have to find my own unique outro. Peace. God, I just stole like 3 of them.